Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Hope you are all doing great. Happy Tuesday. Wherever you are, hopefully it is nice and bright and sunshiny. We don't have that in New York today. It is gray. Although I didn't see any rain, but it's great. It's like, yeah. But anyways, hope you're all well, doing great. Anyways, what is going on in royal world? Well, our faves have been quiet for weeks now, and much to the chagrin of those who want to go attacking them, they have been private and living their life as private people should. So I'm very, very happy for them doing whatever it is they're doing under their tree in Montecito or wherever it is in the world they are. So wish them all the best, wish them all health and happiness and joy wherever they are, and very, very happy they are having this time because, of course, we had Harry doing a couple of weeks tour in the US, UK, and Southern Africa, and saw Meghan out a couple of times. They are prayerfully and just chilling, enjoying themselves. And of course, the other royals like King Charles has been out in Australia and Samoa, and I think William has stuff coming up. And so, of course, I am happy our faves are just doing what they're doing quietly so that, one, there's not this whole ridiculous haranguing of, oh, they're trying to steal limelight and all of that nonsense. And also, too, they can't use the Sussexes to get attention. They can't use the Sussex or hide behind the Sussexes whenever stuff goes wrong, as they inevitably does whenever it's the royals. So our fans are doing whatever it is they're doing behind closed doors, and good for them. We'll see them when we see them, when they want us to see them. So there you go. But the rest of the royal and the rest of the world keeps spinning, no matter what is going on. And this, I thought it was really cute. Derek Copenhagen, if you remember him, he works with different teams in Africa to get them to the Invictus Games. Obviously, and we know he was instrumental in getting Team Nigeria to the games in Dusseldorf, and I'm assuming he's working in other countries like Kenya and others to get them to the games as well. We haven't heard anything as yet if they will be attending, but keep your fingers crossed that other countries in Africa are going to be attending the games. And of course, we know that with Derek, David Weissman is his brother from another mother. And so obviously today, he posted this today, that today is David Weissman, and that's David Weissman, tall white guy over there. If you don't know, today is David Weissman's birthday. So happy birthday, David. And if you know anything about David, David has also been instrumental in getting Team Nigeria to the games. Today, him wishing his brother from another mother a happy birthday. And this is what he posted. He posted, oh, I actually forgot to pull this in because Team Nigeria sang him in their own special way. They sang David a happy birthday, but I don't have that, so sorry. But anyway, this is what Derek Covenant says. He says, hey, Waisho, happy birthday. Just want to say how much I appreciate our friendship. You've been an amazing friend, and I will never forget all the unforgettable moments we had traveling across Africa. Hope your day is filled with all the joy you bring to others. Cobe Wise. It's like, I like that. Cobe as in Covenant, and Wise as in Weissman. So awesome. So happy birthday, David. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going to be going, whatever it is you're doing for your birthday, hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful time. Happy birthday. We'll see you at the games in Vancouver and Whistler in February. Yes. Hope you're all excited for the games coming up. And next year, I know I am. I already have my tickets for the opening ceremony. Yes. Very, very, very excited. So yes. What else is happening? Oh my goodness. I am so proud of our fave, the Duchess of Success. She is amazing. This is her wonderful book. If you have not gotten it, please run out and get her book. It's called The Guide to Gracefully Breaking All the Rules and Finding Your Worth. Called Royal Codes, and these are lessons she got from following Meghan and just seeing all the hubbub around her and seeing how Meghan has dealt with it. And so this is the lessons that she's learned along the way that she's imparting onto us. And I started reading the book. It is wonderful. I'm so proud of her. But oh my goodness, of course, I had to put a little T at the bottom there. I was like, ooh, I don't know. It seemed British. I don't know if it's British or not, but it just kind of the little teacup down there, or coffee cup, or whatever it is in that in that cup. It just looks very British. So whether it's British or not, I don't know, but it looks British to me, so it goes there. Anyway, so a little excerpt that I love from the book so far. I just started it. It says, what if we reframe rule breaking? What if breaking the rules wasn't about rebellion, but about authenticity? What if we made rule breaking about leading and listening with the heart and soul as a way of informing the mind? What if we made rule breaking about acknowledging what makes us unique and stepping gracefully beyond the perimeters we believe we have to stay within? What if we made rule breaking about embracing the fullness of who we are and what we can offer the world with grace and poise? I love that. I absolutely, absolutely love that. I was like, you go, Duchess of Success. I'm telling you, I'm so proud of her. This book is so good and so reaffirming and self-affirming and just positive. And I just like, ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. So even if I'm not drinking tea while I'm reading it, I'm just imagining me drinking tea and while reading it. But if you haven't gotten this book yet, you can get it anywhere you are. Just jump on Amazon and get Royal Codes by our Duchess of Success, Anne. And a little bit more of this page, it says, this kind of rule breaking is not a loud declaration. It's not about standing on rooftops and shouting your defiance against the machine. It's about walking through life with an air of quiet confidence, knowing who you are and what you stand for. It's about subtle shifts in your decision that aligns more closely with your inner values. The gentle but firm setting of boundaries that respects your own needs and desires. This is not to say loud, aggressive action isn't sometimes necessary when faced with injustice, but we can make room for all kinds of actions. Sometimes the bigger rule breakers are simply brave enough to be the best version of themselves instead of the version that society, its structures and institution have dictated they be. I mean, I love this. And this is so Meghan, right? This is so Meghan. So exactly what she's done. Meghan hasn't gone shouting at the rooftops. People can say, well, she went on Oprah and she did the Harry and Meghan docu-series. Yes. But those weren't like screaming from the rooftop. She's just sharing what happened to her and sharing about her life and taking a firm stand. She hasn't gone screaming at anybody, but she's, quietly in her way, spoken and spoke the truth. This is what happened. This is what I went through, and this is my stance. I am walking away. I have cut you off, and I am moving ahead. I love it. I love it. She knows that she can build her own table and be at her own table. She doesn't have to fight to be on somebody else's table or be screaming whatever to be at somebody else's table. She sets boundaries, and that does not serve her interest. She sets those boundaries quietly and firmly. And I love that. I love the boundaries she set with her family. Like, no, you will not do this. And it's sit there and it's firm. They know they can't cross it. And so I love it. But I love this. This is so awesome. So again, if you have not picked up Royal Codes by Duchess of Success, RN, please run and do so. Support our faves, support our community, and support incredible people in our community doing great things. So thank you, Anne. I can't wait to finish the book. Oh, what else is happening? As I said, the royal world keeps spinning, even though our faves are silent. And maybe it's just me because I haven't really paid that much attention. Stuff has been going on in my life. So, but I just came across this today. Apparently, Prince William, not apparently, but we know this was happening. Prince William has this homeless thing that he is doing to, as he says, show people how to end homelessness. Not that he's going to be doing anything to end it. He's going to show you how homelessness can be ended in 5 years. Don't ask. But anyways, instead of donating the money and all of that stuff, as we looked at when we looked at the budget, the Royal Foundation budget, instead of donating money and all of this money that he's doing to do this busy work to people who are actually and can actually make a difference, he is making documentaries centering himself to tell you, this multi-millionaire with 3 homes or 4 homes and the Duchy of Cornwall and all of that stuff, this multi-millionaire with multiple homes is going to tell you, the rest of his subjects, how to not be homeless. Don't ask. Anyways, so Prince William did this documentary. ITV apparently is going to be airing it in the UK. But of course, you know, can't stick with the UK. William also wants to tell the US as well how to help end homelessness and how they should end homelessness. And of course, he has chosen to put it on Disney Plus. And it's very interesting. I didn't even realize that until earlier today that he did that. That, you know, people in the UK, I guess, whenever it airs, I don't remember what date, but it's going to be airing in the UK. And then I think November 1st, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be airing on Disney Plus. Now, here, you know, not that I'm sitting here plugging William's show, but it's so funny because, and again, maybe because I have not been paying attention. This past weekend was my dad's funeral, so I had other things on my mind. So, but I just came across this today just with Eyewitness News. This is ABC in New York, and Tonight Australia. And so they posted about his docu series. I think it's like 2 or 3 parts or something like that. They posted about him and also about it being on Disney Plus. And I just happened to notice the bottom, especially the Tonight Australia, 15 hours into posting this. The only engagement they got was, well, they had about 1,100 views. And then you look at the retweets and the likes, they got 3 retweets and 8 likes after 15 hours of posting this. I think Eyewitness News was around the same thing. They posted that yesterday. So far, the engagement, 3 people commented, 2 people reposted it, and 9 people liked it. And I was one of 3 who bookmarked it because I needed to, you know, make sure I didn't lose it. But it's very interesting, the lack of engagement, you know, and so far it had, since the 28th, only 2,220 views. And that seemed to be, and again, look, I could be wrong. And again, my mind was on other things. I just happened to come across these today. But it seemed like that is on par with the amount of attention this is getting. People are not quite interested. And again, centering yourself in something where you don't need to center yourself. Could William be a great ambassador for this? Absolutely. He has the funds, he has the resources, he has the land, he has everything, he has the connections, everything that needs. And that's why, for me, again, I'm not downing William with this, and I'm not sitting here wishing he fails. I don't wish this fails. I hope it succeeds. Because if it succeeds, then people would be off the streets. People would have homes to live in. It's just, again, the way he's gone about this, the centering yourself, using the money to do busy work instead of really giving money to people who can build homes, giving up some of your property, donating some of your property to build homeless communities. Hello, there's things called tiny homes. You can build tiny homes for families. You have so much land. You have so much duchy land that is just sitting there that you can build entire communities of small homes for people in need. Instead, William is doing this, oh, I'm going to give $3 million and we're going to fix homelessness in 5 years on this $3 million. And it's just like, oh my God. And it's not like, again, it's not like people, he's just giving the $3 million to organization. Oh no. All of those 6 venues that he went to when this whole thing was starting, they have to then apply for a grant. There's no guarantee they're going to get the grant. So they have to apply for it. And if they get it, they can then apply that money to the solutions they came up with. Not William. William isn't coming up with any solutions to homelessness. Oh no. He has put teams together in all of these 6 places to come up with ideas and to come up with this. So he is literally somewhere providing $3 million and then put a whole bunch of red tape there if people want to get the money. And then they go off and solve it, not him. He doesn't really have ideas of how to solve this. He is going to teach people that it can be done, but he doesn't really have any idea. It's just like, oh my gosh. And as we saw on their financials, in 2023, William gave $0 to the homeless. Zero. And so it is incredible to me, the money that, again, that they spent on this documentary to try to tell people about homelessness and to tell people how to not be homeless while having 3 homes and millions of dollars. The money used to do this busy work of this documentary. And of course, one of the things that's happening, one of the reasons why they chose Disney Plus, because it's a US outlet, obviously, because again, why not choose something from the UK? Why not just, give it to BBC or something like that? Oh no, it's on ITV there. So they pick a US based outlet to what? Because they know anytime William is doing something, people aren't all that interested in it. They do not get a lot of views. The people are very much ignore his work. And so what can you do when you use outlets or streaming companies like Disney? Well, who is Disney related to? Meghan has done work with Disney. And also to get headlines like these on your right, as you can see, Eyewitness News. They did a little bit on it. Prince William's effort to end homelessness featured in an upcoming Disney Plus documentary. Discover how Prince William draws inspiration from his mother, Princess Diana, in his efforts to end homelessness, which a lot of this is about. Princess Diana, this is Prince William centering himself in this story. Not like when Prince Harry did the Invictus documentary last year, that he was featured very, very little. Meghan even less, very, very, very little. It wasn't about him. It was about the soldiers. This upcoming Polo documentary that Harry's going to be doing does not really feature him. It is not about Harry. He might pop in and out of the documentary, but it's not about him. Well, this is about William. This is William's documentary about how he is going to tell you how to end homelessness. And so one of the things with doing, again, using Disney is because he's catering to a US audience. And not only catering to a US audience, he definitely wants to associate with the 2 people in the US who are not paying attention to them. And another reason for picking an American outlet is you get these kind of headlines on the right. Disney Plus picks up Prince William's documentary in royal streaming war. Of course, they want to use Prince Harry again. Harry's docuseries coming out in December with Netflix. So it's apparently a streaming war. And it's just like, what does one thing have to do with the other? Nothing. The Mirror. Prince William is set to go head-to-head with Harry and Meghan as he makes rival move. Prince William to go head-to-head with Harry and Meghan in new rivalry revealed. Prince William's homelessness documentary to air ahead of the Duke of Sussex Polo series. What does the 2 have to do with each other? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Harry's docuseries is not until December. Nothing to do with William's docuseries whatsoever. But having this kind of headline, then all of a sudden he's attached to Harry and could get attention because he expects people to who are interested in Prince Harry would all of a sudden be like, ooh, competition, let's go. And it's just like, dude, just show your thing and go. Nobody cares. Ain't nobody care about a millionaire trying to teach you about homelessness. Ain't nobody care. Just take your show, put it on, and leave. So, but of course, that's the reason why it's there, to attach itself to Prince Harry, to use Prince Harry's popularity to to push his docuseries. And it's just unreal. What else is happening? Talking about Netflix, moving away from the royals for a bit. One of the things that is very interesting, I'm not quite moving away from the royals, but it's just sort of like a parallel how you can see this behavior all the time, whether it's in the royal family or in the press or in the entertainment world. It's kind of like one and the same in a lot of ways on how they do things. And one of the things, especially thinking, say, Prince William and his docuseries using Princess Diana, it's like, oh, that he was so influenced by Princess Diana. One of the things that the royal family did after Princess Diana was killed, really, is the erasure, especially erasing things that make the royal family look bad. For example, i.e., the Martin Bashir, the Panorama interview she did with Martin Bashir. And where now, because of how Martin Bashir, the way he got that interview, which was really bad and deceitful in the way he went about it, and then the ensuing hubbub that happened around it. And now we, with the investigation of Martin Bashir, and BBC basically decided, well, because of how Martin Bashir went about getting this interview, which was, again, really deceitful and really unethical, they are going to block that interview in the vault and never to be seen again. And of course, we remember when all this happened, Prince William also went ahead and did this ridiculous press conference, basically blaming Martin Bashir and that interview for basically destroying his parents' marriage, which of course we know it's a lie, because the year before, Prince Charles did an interview about, cheating on Princess Diana, and he talked about their marriage basically was over. So Martin Bashir's interview had nothing to do with the ending and the destruction of King Charles's marriage to Princess Diana. And then Prince William also, went ahead, and the royal family really backed BBC in basically locking that interview away, never to be seen again. And again, we've talked about that interview. Even the investigator who did the investigation said, no matter what, Princess Diana would have done that interview. This just happens to be Martin Bashir. If it wasn't Martin Bashir, Princess Diana would have found someone to do that interview and tell her story. And in spite of all of that, we remember how the palace have done pretty much whatever to erase Princess Diana. This interview of her speaking her truth, telling what happened, telling us how she felt about what the royal family did and what they did to her when she was, suffering from bulimia and all of that stuff. All the things, and about there being 3 people in the marriage, about Charles cheating on her, and all of those things about her suicidal ideations and all of those things. Princess Diana spoke her truth. And what has happened is BBC, along with the royal family, including Prince William, basically erased it. They locked it away in a vault. That will never be aired ever again, unless you have a copy somewhere you can watch it. But never again is that going to be aired, via the BBC or anyone else. And that is a form of erasure, of erasing someone's experience, erasing their life, erasing their words, and and you've seen situations like that. You've seen Camilla. I mean, I remember that revenge dress that Princess Diana, and I should have gotten pictures of all this, and I just thinking about it. Princess Diana's revenge dress, and Camilla trying to dress similar, in a similar dress with the choker and everything, trying to erase Princess Diana. We've seen so many situations of that, of trying to erase Princess Diana. Of course, that's never going to happen. They may have given up on that now. They realize you're not going to erase her. And that kind of behavior happen in these spaces when someone does not want to look at what they've done to you. They don't want to look at the evil that they've committed against you. They will try to erase you. And of course, the ultimate erasure for Princess Diana was her being killed by whomever. I still don't believe the official report, but however, she was ultimately just simply erased. And something like this is kind of happening. You talk about that. Talk about this. WikiLeaks and many others are reporting Netflix wiped most of its Palestinian stories collection. The entertainment giant offers scant detail as to why exactly 24 Palestinian films were wiped out in a matter of weeks. In 2021, Netflix moved to create a new movie collection for its viewers. Netflix will launch, and this is what they said at the time, Netflix will launch the Palestinian Stories collection, showcasing films from some of the Arab world's finest filmmakers, said an announcement of the new grouping. The collection is a tribute to the creativity and passion of the Arab film industry as Netflix continued to invest in stories from the Arab world. 32 films were slated for inclusion, with more additions planned. Now, however, following a purge of at least 24 films from Netflix's library, the landing page for the collection contains just a single film for the streamer in the United States. Lima Al Abed 2019 documentary, Abraham, A Fate to Define. And that's just if you access it from the US. In other countries, for example, like I think the UK, Israel, especially, and other countries, there is none. They completely wiped everything. At least in America, they left one. The other countries, none. Netflix have completely wiped out every Palestinian film that they created and curated to tell Arab stories, especially Palestinian stories. They have completely wiped out. And when they did this, when they created this in 2021, of course, the Zionist group was up in a hubbub about it. And Netflix's thing was like, look, we want to tell people stories. We are an independent outlet and we want to tell people stories from around the world. Now, a year into Israel massacring and wiping out Palestine, Netflix has now sought to erase the same Palestinian whose story they wanted to tell in 2021. This is the time when the world needs more of this, where we know the Palestinian story. Netflix has now gone and erased the Palestinian stories. In the US, again, there's only that one documentary. The rest completely wiped out. The page doesn't even exist on Netflix site anymore. And a little bit more from the article, it says the disappearance of the films whose impending absence was noted by Sanjeev Berry came a year into Israel's relentless assault on the Gaza Strip and escalation in the West Bank, and an intensifying war, which is really no war, it's a genocide, against the very Palestinians whose stories Netflix sought to elevate with its collection. And it's so sickening and sad that Netflix would do this, because in 2021, they wanted to elevate the Palestinian story. And all of a sudden, Palestinians are literally being wiped off the map. Whole families wiped off the register because Israel massacred them. And now Netflix has joined in the erasure and now erasing their stories from their site. I discontinued my Netflix a while ago. I was planning to go back for Harry's Polo, but I'm having second thoughts about that. I'm like, unless they reinstate those Palestinian films and apologize, I will not. I will have, I mean, I love Harry to death, but I will not support an outlet that does that. I would absolutely not support it. For the fact that they would simply erase people who are already literally being erased, that you would erase their stories. Why? Because with Zionism now, it's like they don't want anyone thinking of Palestinians or human beings, as people who have stories to tell for the world to know who they are, and that they are not these terrorists that Israel and the Western countries, that the US and the UK have been saying that they are human beings. They are men and women and children just trying to live a life just like anybody here in the West. And for Netflix to have erased their stories is disgraceful. It is deplorable, and they're getting a lot of backlash for it, as they should. It is absolutely deplorable for Netflix. So again, I love Prince Harry, and I was looking forward to Polo, but unless they do this, I for one, I am boycotting. I will not go back on Netflix. This is disgraceful. This is utterly disgraceful that Netflix would do this. Utterly disgraceful. Anyways, moving on from that little mess, this happened, and it's so weird with Misan, and as with really anyone who is a supporter or who knows Harry and Meghan, anything they do when it comes to the press, it's almost like, if we help you, you're going to tell us something about Harry and Meghan. So it's always with that. And so Misan, well, I'm going to let Misan tell this story. Thank you, Josephine, for posting this. But this is really sickening, and I'm going to let Misan tell this story. This is what he has to say about that.
One's patience has just been tested. So I did a video yesterday about how serious the situation in Sudan is. And I get this correspondence from somebody that works for the press, and the subject is Sudan. So I'm very excited because I'm like, gosh, if I can get on a major, the evening news, what have you, to talk about some of these data points, it's a big deal. And I got on the phone with a lady from said news organization, and she literally begins a phone call by saying, listen, we can't run a story on Sudan, but if you'd like to talk about your relationship with the royal family, or if you have any new pictures you want to speak about or publish, we can get you on anytime. It's livid. I'm just livid. I mean, the idea that they, the sort of the carrot, to even get me to speak to them was the presumption that they wanted to talk about Sudan, and then to just bat away the potential loss of life of the most people, I believe, on the planet right now, with the hope of more palace intrigue in my direction. It's really crazy. So I think, what I'm going to say again is I'm armed with so much, a lot of data points from Save the Children about what's happening in multiple regions in the world. And if the news wants me to come on, I would love to come on and talk about the jeopardy that children are facing. And we can start with Sudan. I really want to talk about Sudan right now. But it's tumbleweeds, unless I want to gossip about other people's lives.
That is just so sickening. It is so sickening that they would do that. They try to get him on to, at least they claim they want to get him on, but what they really wanted was dirt and gossip from the royal family. And I'm sure because he's friends with Harry and Meghan, that's what they want. They want to, if they bring him on, for him to talk about Harry and Meghan. It is just so sickening that the people's lives in Sudan, the people's lives, it's not interesting to them. They're not interested in the loss of life. They're not interested in the Holocaust that's going on in Sudan right now. No interest. What they want is gossip about the Sussexes. It is so sickening. And he didn't say the outlet that he, that contacted him. And again, they contacted him. And he didn't say which outlet it is, but my goodness. And that's how they feel about Black and brown people. They really don't care. They do not care about Black and brown lives at all. Give me royal gossip or give me your photos. But we don't really want to talk about Sudan. We don't want to talk about the life that the loss of life that's going on there, the horror that's going on there for men and women, because, well, we don't really care. But thank you, Misan, for all the work that you're doing to Save the Children, to get the word out. And I hope that he's able to get on some show that, that's what he said he wants, to be able to spread the word about what's going on there. Because, yes, we talk a lot about Gaza, what's going on in Palestine, but very few people talk about what's going on in Sudan. Very few people talk about what's going on in Congo. So he really wants to spread the word about that. So really, I hope he's able to do it. And yeah, but it defies. I mean, it's so sickening. So anyways, that's what's going on with Misan. And this, oh my goodness. And I didn't even read the whole article, and I don't even have to, because you know what it is. Camilla Tominey. Yes, Camilla Tominey, the ex-royal hack from the Telegraph. Camilla Tominey, it's one thing to be an Australian Republican. It's another to be rude. Considering everything the king has been through of late, a little politeness wouldn't have gone amiss. Despite being a former royal correspondent, I have never had any issue with republicanism. As a realist, Camilla Tominey called herself a realist. Oh my goodness, a fantasist and a liar, yes. A realist, no. A realist rather than a royalist, I always believe those opposed to the monarchy should be able to air their views as freely as those in favor of the crown, country, and commonwealth. Really, Camilla? You really believe that people who are anti-monarchists should be able to freely air their displeasure at the crown? And you're writing this article? Because these people in Australia were freely airing their displeasure with the crown, and you're writing an article that calling them rude. It's just I mean, these people just write words, and I don't think they even know what they have no concept of what they're writing. They have no mirrors to look at themselves to see. It's like, okay, you're just really contradicting yourself, Camilla. You know, so obviously I don't even have to read the article to know that what she's talking about is about Lydia Thorpe, the senator from Australia, who went and I don't think she heckled Charles, but she loudly proclaimed and loudly shared and proclaimed her displeasure with him being, you know, the head of state of Australia, with and you know, with all the things that they have done to Australia, especially her people, the Aborigine people. And so obviously when you think of the Australian tour, that her protest against King Charles for what the you know, for the what the monarchy has done to her people is the, you know, the thing that people remembers most. And also this second on that list is all the state leaders that are like, we got better things to do. We're not coming to your party. We are not coming. We have, you know, we have our hair to wash, our nails to do. We have to clean our rooms. We have to, you know, all of those things we have to do. We have to clip our toenails and everything else. We don't have time to be meeting some person who's this supposed head of state of our country. We don't have time for that mess. We have things to do, places to go, people to see. And so Camilla, because they protested in this way, and I'm sure others may have as well, some of the people underground were selling t-shirts that, you know, like a farewell t-shirt to Charles and the monarchy in Australia. Camilla feels like, oh, they should be polite. And isn't this the way racists always are in the face when people who they have oppressed for centuries decide to loudly protest? It's always like, it's not done the way we want you to do. It's not, it should be polite. It shouldn't be done this way. It should be done this way. Racists always have this thing about telling people who they have abused for centuries how they think they should protest, that they should be polite in their protests. Really? Was colonization polite? Were colonizers polite to the people that they were colonizing? Were they polite? Was King Charles's ancestors who subjected these people to the most horrendous brutality, were they polite? Why are racist colonizers always like this? It's always they want to dictate to you how you should protest. They want to dictate to you that, oh, no, you shouldn't say it this way. It's not polite. Oh, we should be thinking of, the poor king and all that he has been through. What about the centuries of brutality against the people that you have colonized? What about them? Oh, but they should be polite because, the king has cancer and all. The same king who refused to meet Senator Thorpe. Are you coming against him that he should have been polite to meet her so that she did not have to scream at him in public? because he refused to meet her to have real discussions about what they've done to the Aborigine community, the Aborigine community in Australia. Shouldn't he have been polite to be like, yeah, you know what, maybe I should, this is a senator, this is an elected official requesting a meeting. Shouldn't he have been polite? Oh no, he didn't want to deal with any of it. But her people should be polite in their protest after suffering the years and years and years of abuse from their colonizers. They should be polite in their protest. I'm telling you, racist colonizers are something else. Camilla, lady, please don't call yourself a realist, because we know better. Anyway, moving on. So enough of that mess. On to something fun, and congratulations to Tyler, our honorary squatty. Not honorary squatty, but honorary Sussex member, Tyler Perry, and his new show on Netflix. Even though Netflix is in my doghouse at the moment, Tyler does have the #1 show on Netflix. And I'm just going to move my banner here so that I can read it properly. Move my banner. There we go. I'll put that back in the end if I remember. But anyways, for all of you people who have been attacking Tyler, including people of our own community, I've had these discussions enough time for Black folks who hate Tyler Perry's work and feel like, oh my gosh, why is he doing he's doing the same thing over and over and over, and all about Black people, just their trials and tribulations. Why can't he do something different? Why can't he write better? Why is he writing his own show? Why is he producing his own show? And it's on and on and on and on. And this is for you. Leave this man alone. You have a problem with Tyler Perry's table? You leave this man's table alone and go make your own table, and you can do whatever you want over there. Leave this man alone. Leave him. He knows what he likes. He knows what he's doing, and he's doing what he wants to do. And if you don't like it, go find your own table and leave this man alone. I have these fights with people all the time. You don't have to like his work. I am not a fan of Tyler Perry's work. I am a fan of Tyler Perry. I take what he's given. This is his work. This is his creativity. And I respect him and his work enough to leave him alone to do what he wants to do and how he wants to do it on his own table. And this is for you who have issues with Tyler. Tyler he posted this today, says, every #1 makes me more and more humbled. I don't need a #1 to be grateful, but we are glad to have it. Thank you, everyone. I am so proud of this cast. Congrats, Team Beauty in Black. Keep dreaming bigger. Yes, his show, Beauty in Black, is #1 on Netflix. How many of you who are out there attacking Tyler and his work have a #1 show, and just about everything he puts out, whether you like it or not, has been #1? How many of you who are complaining about Tyler has #1 shows on Netflix? Leave this man alone. So anyway, I had no idea what Beauty in Black was about, so I had to go find it, and this is what it says. It says the news, and this is part of an interview from Tyler on Netflix. They were writing up about the show. It says the new series follows two women on very different life trajectories on a collision course towards each other. Taylor Polydor Williams, divorced in Black, Snowfall, plays Kimmy, who struggles to make ends meet after her mother kicks her out, while Mallory, played by Crystal Stewart from For Better or Worse and Acrimony, finds success running her own business. Eventually, they find themselves entangled in each other's lives. Set in Atlanta, the story brings together a wealthy Black family atop a hair care dynasty and an exotic dancer caught up in seedy underbelly of the famed Magic City strip club. The hair care business here is huge and Magic City is huge. And I was like, what happened if those worlds collided? The stripper world and the hair care business, says Perry, adding to the takeaway from part 1 of the series is never ever underestimate the power of the underdog. Although Perry finds inspiration from dual strip clubs around, Atlanta in the 90s and is familiar with families of real life hair care dynasties. The story itself is pure fiction and designed to entertain, he says. With this series, he wanted to have some fun. And apparently, what I've seen on X, people actually really like the show. So it's a series, I think there are about 16 episodes or something. I could be wrong. But people really like the show. It's number one on Netflix, doing great. So again, congratulations to Tyler and boo to all of you who attack him. But Tyler is doing great. He is, I mean, this man is show up after show after show after show. He is putting it out there and he is continuing to build his dynasty. I am so happy for him. So proud of Tyler. You do you. You go ahead and you do you. So congratulations to him and all the people involved in Beauty in Black. So I am very, very happy for Tyler. And of course, we're going to see Tyler in December, I think December 4th. And our faves are all scheduled to be there when the Paley Center honors him. I look forward to that. That may be the first time we're seeing the Sussexes in a while, if we don't see them before. But very, very, very excited about that. So again, although I'm really, Netflix is in my doghouse, congratulations, Tyler, for everything. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this last hour. Thank you to our awesome moderators, Lydia Church, Nelly, Karen M, Cookies and Cream, and Black Queen. You are awesome. I know we haven't had a live in a while, but thank you so much for all of you do. And thank you to all of you who support the channel on a monthly basis. The 2 Cents Crew, I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so very much. Have a great day, everyone. And I look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye, everyone.